one yesterday. So just got water on my laptop. That's not good. I only got out one yesterday, so I wanted to make sure that I got out the other one today. So we are going to talk about planning in this job and what how to make the most of the position that you're in. How to make it so that you're not just spinning your wheels every week, not knowing what you're going to make, so you can find a good, consistent pay and maximize your potential. So I'm going to bring up that Microsoft Word that we used last time. Okay, maybe we'll make a blank one now. Actually, I think I'm on different computers, so that would make sense. All right. So in this job, guys, there's a couple different elements in what you do. And the biggest thing is obviously setting leads, right? So I don't need to hide that ball. Setting leads is obviously the number one most important thing that you can do making money in this job. Okay. So you have setting leads. Oh, wow. I'm writing like a serial killer. Setting leads is going to be first overall, obviously, when it comes to your pay, right? Okay. So a couple things with setting appointments, okay? Next days and same days are best, okay? Next days and same days are best. Within the confirmation window is really best, because when you're within the confirmation window, you there's a much better chance of that lead going through, okay? That being said, there's also, if you're having a quality issue, there's a much better chance of that lead canceling or not homing, becoming some sort of negative to the company. And so you have to be very aware of that as well when you're doing this. But setting leads number one overall. Next days and same days are best. Now, the way that you get next days and same days is by not talking schedule. Okay, so I want to put here: don't talk schedule at all, except when communicating next days and same days. So if you're like, hey, I can have somebody come out as early as tomorrow, then fine. That's the exception. Okay, that's the exception. But besides that, you don't want to be talking date and time at all. Okay. Second thing when it comes to setting leads, guys, is quality is key. Quality is key. You should be able to rely on a 45 to 55% maximum cancellation rate. I'd say in the best world, it's going to be around like 30% or so. So you're pretty far behind when you're at 45 to 55%, but it's not like drastically dire, bad, just not good. It's workable. Okay, it's workable. But you really should not go higher than 55%. And you're only going to make money at 55% if you're writing a good amount of leads. So sure, if you're writing like 75, 80 leads a month, you can afford 55 and still do fine, right? But the closer that you can take it to 30, the better. And there's no reason why everyone can't be at 40. I think that 40 is a healthy average to go for. That's what you should be aiming towards, is, hey, 40 is kind of great. Okay. Now, more importantly, and something that you have a lot more control over, demo rate should be 90%. Okay, 90% or so. Can be as high as 100%, honestly, but 98%, let's say, with people that are writing a lot of leads, we see a decent amount of people that are still sitting at like a 98% demo rate. And so that's fair, 95, 98. And it's minuscule when you think about it. The amount of no demos that you'd have at that, that 2% no demo ratio is fine, right? That's fine. So just think about that. And by the way, I'm loading not homes in there as well. That's with not homes and no demos. Okay. And you have a lot of control over this part. This is part that you control more than anybody else. It's not the sales rep that controls this. It's not the call center rep that controls this. This is a you thing. This is something that you can control largely. Sure, they get involved, but they're not under control over this. This is something that you should be under control over. Take control of your own money. Okay, so setting leads, and now keep in mind too, you can call them back. So tracking cancellations is another thing, but we're going to go through that in another section. Okay, but tracking cancellations is definitely another thing. Okay, so seconds. All right, and I'm not. This is something that is you don't want to work useless hours. We don't want you to work useless hours. But so let me just correct this here. No. So hours. So hourly pay is obviously another way that you get paid. So you can take as much as close to 10 hours per week overtime if you are effective. Okay. If you're effective. Here, I gotta send one text out to the managers real quick. All right. So if you're effective again, then you can take advantage of as many as 10 hours per week overtime. Okay, so overtime hours are the quickest way to maximize pay because, and this is because you are able to get more hourly while setting and making more commission. You also get to maximize Sunday lead results, which is a huge benefit to your week, guys. If you can go out on a Saturday, get a lead or two in there for Sunday, then that is a great start to the week. Sunday leads barely ever cancel, and so it's a great start to the week. And my suggestion is to do that. You also, I'll put it this way too. If you don't want to work in hourly pay, like if you want to be able to go it on your own, okay, then you can do that as well. But you can come in on Saturdays and Sundays, giving you a freedom of schedule, which is nice. And there's usually more bonus available in overtime hours. We typically do pretty good bonuses in overtime hours. Okay. So it's a great way to be able to make that pay. All right. Next is callbacks. And I'm going to add a section. So we're going to call it callbacks and follow-up. All right. So the first thing when building a pipeline system, okay, is going to be drive leads into the system to make the call center work for you. The more names and numbers you provide, the more they have to call. So you don't even have to be setting these things, okay? Now, what's an appropriate amount of callbacks set per week? Okay, you should be averaging 2 to 1 on callbacks. Meaning, if you have 10 leads for the week, you should have 15 to 20 callbacks. Okay. Now, why do I say that, guys? Because different people are going to utilize the callback system differently. How should you use it? Well, in my opinion, you should try to get as much information in the system as possible. If the person needs windows, if they're going to need windows, then you should try to get them in the system. It doesn't make sense not to, guys. Get them in the system, get it tagged under your name, get them called, get them set up for a callback. There's no reason not to, okay? If you do this, guys, think about the sheer amount of names that you're driving into the system. And here's the deal. We know that 10% of callbacks will set within a week, okay? So we know that 20% within 6 months, okay? Or no, 3 months. Okay, so 20% of those leads. So you're driving all this information, then you're going to have 1 or 2 demos per week eventually going through just based on the callbacks that you got, leads that you did not even set, guys. Think about that for a second, how easy that is for you, how beneficial that is for you. Take advantage of it. You got to take advantage of it, okay? All right. You also, and it should be a responsibility, team leaders should be making you responsible for this. You have the ability to call your own callbacks and the callbacks of other people in the department. This is a great opportunity for you because you don't even need to be at their house. These are people these are hot leads, guys. These are leads that we've already talked to. And it's as simple as calling up and saying, hey, I know you spoke with John Smith at such and such time. That being said, we're back out in your neighborhood. We'd love to come pay you a visit. And right now we're offering X, Y, and Z. I mean, you know, if they object, then you do your basic rebuttals. It's very simple, guys. And it is a bit of a numbers game. And so as long as you are keeping up with calling and you're calling a decent amount of these things, then you're bound to have a certain result, right? So you're going to, if you are calling and putting in any effort whatsoever on these, then you're going to set the 10 or 15%. If you set 10% of the callbacks, if you're calling 100, okay, talking to 100 people, if you're calling 100, then you're probably talking to 20 people. If you're talking to 20 people, you're probably getting 2 leads from them. You know what I'm saying? So you figure that, oh, okay, well, 100 calls seems like a lot. Guys, that's like 2 hours worth of calling, maybe 3 hours worth of calling. It's not that many people, you know? So it's worth doing it. You should be calling those callbacks. It's so important what we do. All right. Follow up with your not homes and no demos, as well as cancellations. Why aren't we doing this every day? You know, you can reclaim on average 20 to 30% of those leads back if you do this properly. 20 to 30%. So if you're a guy who has a cancellation rate of 50%, okay, and you wrote 100 leads for the month and 50 leads canceled, you can claim back of those 50 leads between 20 and 30 of those. No, that's wrong. Between, what is it, 15 and 20 of those? I don't know. I'm terrible with math. But you can claim back so many of those leads, guys, by just simply following up with those leads. That's it. The cancellations, the no demos, the not homes, all of that stuff, you should be following up on. You have the power. You have the ability to do this. And so you add all this stuff together, guys. Not to mention, one of the biggest things that is a little bit less transparent in the canvassing job, like it's just not in front of us, is employee referrals. Okay, we have an employee referral system that I think offers, it's either $500 or $750 right now. I'll have to check on that, okay? But let's just say that we go by the average, because not everyone's going to make it, obviously, okay? On average, each referral is worth about $500, okay? The first 2 payouts on average is what each referral is worth. I think there's 3 payouts, but the first 2 payouts is what each referral is worth. You get your first payout right after the candidate starts. You don't have to know them. It could be someone you meet, and you can make it part of your job by doing this outside of work hours. So this is something that you can drive this, guys. You figure if we hire most referrals, if you bring in 10 interviews, okay, for example, 10 interviews for example, we're going to probably hire, we're going to probably hire at least 5 of those people. I would say that at least 4 of them will make it through the pipeline, meaning someone will fall off. Training pipeline. Okay. So out of those 4 people, that's $1,000 in their first week. Okay, you're looking at an average at that amount of people of $2,000. Okay. The money is there, the opportunity is there, guys. This is something that you should be doing. Okay. So you think about this for a second, because I want you to. Here's the deal, guys. This is your life. This is your job. Okay. This is what you can do here, though. My core belief has always been, if I'm going to be at a place, then I might as well make the most of it. This is you making the most of it. The people that are successful in this job are very talented at dealing with people. Okay. That being said, those people should not be the most successful in this job. The people that drive the most desire, the people that go out there and do the most every day, should be the people that are making the most money at a job like this. That's fact. Okay. That being said, it's forgotten by a lot of people. It's forgotten by a lot of people. So just to review one last time, guys, I need you to think about your job tonight. Okay. I need you to think about your job tonight. First of all, think about what this does for growth. If you want to go for a sales job, or you want to go for a management job, or some other job out there, a team lead role, okay, think about what this stuff does to your job and how much of a better position this puts you in than not doing this. Okay. Then think about the pay and the change in pay that you'll have by driving these results. So setting leads is number 1. That's premier. That's most important. Next days and same days are the best. Don't talk schedule with the customer in order to get those next days and same days, except for communicating next days and same days. So saying, hey, we do have somebody out in your area today or tomorrow. Okay. Get somebody out to your house today or tomorrow. That's fine. Quality is key. Rely on a 45 to 50% cancellation rate maximum. Best around 30%. 40% is an understandable average. Demo rate should be around 90%. Minimum should be about 88, and it can be as high as 98%, giving you the majority of your leads back. Okay. So just think about this for a second in terms of numbers. If I'm going out there and let's just say that I'm getting a simple 2 leads per day. Okay. 2 leads per day. They're probably not canceling at a super high rate. Let's say it's 40%. That is 6 issued leads. And if I'm doing my best with my demo rate, then I should be probably averaging 5.6 demos per week on average. Okay. With my demo rate, that's where I should be at. Okay. So just carry that over real quick while we're going through this. So right now we're at roughly 6 demos per week to start this section. Okay. Now I go out there, I'm at my 6 demos. So I'm not like crazy. I'm not doing crazy good stuff. I'm just doing the basics. And I decide I'm going to work some overtime hours. Okay. I'm going to work some overtime hours. I'm going to put in the extra time. I'm going to work on a Saturday, let's say, and get some leads in there for that next Sunday. I got some bonuses available. Fantastic. Let's say that hourly pay, not counting the production from that, let's say that the hourly pay from the extra hours equates to one demo. Even it should be more than that. Let's say that it equates to one demo. Okay. Let's say that your bonuses are available for you there, and we do something like we typically do, where it's like, hey, if you get 3 set appointments and you get an extra demo, think about how easy that should be for you. First of all, okay. So 6 demos to start. You go out there on the road, you get an extra one, let's say 2 more get added on there. And you know, we'll just add on the pay afterwards, what that would be afterwards. So let's just say, for example, that you get 2 more demos, that's 8 extra demos. Okay, so now you're at 8 demos. Okay, so a little bit better. You're at 8 demos plus some extra hourly pay. All right. So now you're driving the leads into the system. Okay. You're doing your thing. You're having the call center call your callbacks. You're getting 15 to 20 callbacks in there per week, and they're setting 10% of those, okay, right away. And that's what we can rely on, guys, is what's going on right away. So they're setting an extra demo for you per week, let's say, which is you know, not being generous enough. And then let's say that you are putting in the hours to call your callbacks too, and you get yourself an extra demo, okay? You get yourself an extra demo. So now you're at 10 demos for the week. So you're at 10 demos for the week. Now, let's say that you do some good follow-up. By the way, how long does this stuff take? I don't know, maybe an hour per day, if that, maximum. Okay. So now you're at 10 demos. Okay. Now you're reclaiming your demos. All right. Plus you call your own callbacks. You get an extra demo there. Let's say it's 11. Now you reclaim some of your stuff, the not homes and no demos. Okay. By calling that stuff. Now you're at your 12 demos. Okay. So now you've gotten yourself to your 12 demos. All right. Now you're doing your recruiting thing too. You're helping out there, putting in a little bit of extra work there. And let's say that you have 1 referral bonus coming in at the time. Your total is at $1,200, okay, for commission plus hourly, additional hourly there. So hourly plus the additional hourly, you're at about 680, about 700, okay. So you're at, that's 1,900 now in pay that you're at about. Maybe it's a little bit less than that. All right. Then you add in that referral. All right. $250. So you're at 1,000. We'll just call it 200. We'll just call it 2,050. Okay. I'm taking off $100 from that. It's called 2,050 for your weekly pay at that point, And you worked probably 48 hours, I'd say 48 hours all in. Okay. So not bad at all. Okay, not bad at all. And this isn't even factoring everything, guys. Now, by the way, what was the other option at 40 hours? At 40 hours, at your 6 demos, you would have been at, let's see, a total of 6 demos is $390 in commission, okay? Plus your base pay of $560. So, and then there's no referral, not like that in there. So you're at a total of then, I'm terrible with math. 910 for 40 hours. Okay. So in this case, this person could either be worth 2,050 per week at 48 hours or 910 at 40 hours. I don't know about you guys, but those extra couple hours for that extra, for over double the pay, I'll take it. 2,050, by the way, divided by 48 is $42.70 per hour, which is 71 cents per hour, which is not bad. 910 divided by 40 is $22.75 per hour. So also not bad, but I don't know about you guys. I'd rather go for the 47 or whatever it was per hour there. So just keep this stuff in mind, guys. Maximize your potential. There's no reason not to. I know it's extra hours. I know it is. But this also is going to get you the promotion a lot quicker. All right, so keep that in mind, guys. Thank you very much. I hope you all have a wonderful night. I'm going to put this in GroupMe for you guys right now, and I hope that